What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters, and my movie lovers? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about A Quiet Place Part 2 or A Quiet Place 2, whatever you want to call it. Spoiler warning for both movies, A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. Well, what did you think? I saw the movie yesterday, and I have to say that the first one is definitely better. They took this story in a different path. It's the same, but not the same. They did a lot of similar things in the first movie, but overall, you gotta see this movie. But if you love movie reviews and Walking Dead stuff, definitely subscribe to the PT channel. Well, John Krasinski directed, wrote, starred in the first movie. And he didn't want to make this movie, but he ended up making it. A Quiet Place Part 2 is a continuation of the first movie. We go forward to go back. And our group, the Abbotts, leave their home. Because in the first movie, their house is kind of destroyed. But the movie starts with day one. And so we go to the second movie to go backwards. And we see what happened in this little town on day one when I guess the meteor came and these aliens came down and disrupted the whole world. But ultimately, Lee, who was played by John, Lee Abbott, goes to the store, gets some oranges and some water, because Mark, his son, is playing baseball. And you see that it's an ordinary day. They're playing baseball, everything is good. And then the world changes. We see the space shuttle toy from the first movie that their son wanted, and it made noise, and he got killed because of it. That was very sad. But you see John is trying to check out, and there's this old lady being really slow, and it reminds me of everyday life. Like, this lady is taking her sweet time, stuff out of the cart, putting it on the counter, and Lee is looking at the TV. What happened? I don't know, a bomb or something. Like, they're not really worried about it. And then they are. And it's just interesting because, you know, Lee and Reagan are going to go in the truck, and then the alien comes and crashes into the police car. And it's just like, we already know about the sound, and so does John. But the way it's portrayed is like, he knows too much about these aliens already. Like, everyone's in the bar and everyone's quiet. People would be panicking and crying and making noise, but everyone's quiet and they're watching the alien come in, and then the phone rings and then boom, and it's like, ah! And they love to do the quiet thing, and then it gets real loud and it scares everybody, right? But you wouldn't know that from day one. You wouldn't know that these aliens are triggered by sound. And I'm not trying to be critical about it, but I'm being honest, and I'm saying they wouldn't know this from day one. But they're panicking, and I believe that, right? I mean, this alien race is coming down, and we still don't know much about the alien race. I mean, they're not eating humans, they're just attacking them. For what reason? Where'd they come from? How'd they get here? Were they in the meteor? Like, hey guys, we're here, let's roll. And then you see Evelyn in the car and stuff breaks down. And you feel bad for Marcus, their son, that's just panicking the entire movie. He's like, like, he's just scared the entire time. And then it goes to present day. And it's Reagan, Evelyn, Marcus, and the baby. And I guess they decide to leave because parts of it's on fire. It's flooded. They can't stay there. It's not safe. But they don't really talk about it at all. They just leave. They're just walking away, taking the baby, taking their stuff, and they're leaving, right? So they decide to leave, which opens up the world. Well, we want to know more about this world. We want to know about other states, other locations, just more stuff about the aliens. So they decide to leave, and they're checking off stuff, and some time has gone by. But basically, Reagan is the star of this movie, and it's okay. I buy into it. Millie is the actress's name, and she does a great job. I mean, everybody does. Besides Marcus. Now, Marcus is fine too, but he's like, this whole time he's just panicking and worried. So they get to the end of the line in the sand, and then they got to go out. And they're walking barefoot, and that would suck, right? I mean, they're doing it because they don't want to make noise, but stuff makes noise. Babies make noise, crying. And you're telling me you can't walk in the dirt with shoes on? But again, okay, barefoot. We're really going the barefoot thing. So I don't know how long they're walking. They come across like an industrial plant, not a hotel or anything, but an industrial plant. And then they hit the tripwire, the bottles drop. And I guess that's the trigger from Emmett, played by Cillian Murphy. But I don't know. And it's like, run. Like every time they talk, it's just, they don't talk loud at all. And it's kind of like, what are they saying? Just talk normal, especially when you can. They finally do, and it's like, can I just hear it a little bit better? But I feel bad for Marcus when he got his leg caught in the bear trap, and I'm really glad he was like, because that would kill. And I'm glad they didn't make him be quiet about it, because you wouldn't be quiet about it. There's no way. But they kill the alien. They go in there. Emmett, who is played by Cillian Murphy, comes in and saves them. And you don't know who it is initially because he's got the hat on and the mask on, but it's pretty obvious that it's him. You can just tell. He's got that face that you know who it is. But they're trying to get away, and these things are coming after him, or at least the one alien is coming after him. It's action-packed, it's scary, it's crazy over the top. And then they go down the pipe like Mario and Luigi. They go and they go down. And that's all I could think of, right? Then they hide in, I guess, this big piece of equipment. I don't even know what this actually is, but it's a pretty good idea because the sound's going to be contained in there. They only have so much air in there, so then they have to come out. But it's kind of a cool concept. That's where they would hide, and you would have to be somewhere safe. And there's subtle little things that you can miss, but also it's pretty obvious what's going to happen in here. Like, where would they go? They have to go somewhere safe. And we find out that they can't deal with water. They drowned. But you see Evelyn and Emmett talk. Emmett's definitely jaded. He lost his son, lost his wife, and he's like, he's hopeless. Then why are you still alive, bro? Just take yourself out. But Marcus is really hobbled the entire movie, except at the beginning when he's playing baseball. And he's kind of annoying. I kind of feel bad saying that, but he is. He's kind of a mama's boy, a big baby. And Reagan's the badass chick. And you kind of feel that Reagan is the star of the movie. And she goes out on her own. She just leaves. Tell them to go find a place for safety. Because they hear the music playing. She ends up finding the island. And it's pretty cool because it sets things up for a third movie. But it just ends in a way that's like, what? That was it? Man, there better be a third one. Because if they don't come back together, it's going to be annoying. But Reagan and Emmett, after the action-packed sequence in the train and they get away, they come across these boat people, these pirates. And they're terrible people. This little girl is creepy, but it just brings up the example again that people are the problem. It's not about aliens and zombies and everything else. People are always part of the problem, and a lot of time they are the problem. But Reagan and Emmett get away, and they go to the island. And when they get to the island, I'm like, where's the security at the island? They just got there too easily. And they got their sanctuary set up here, and it's a nice island set away. And we find out about these aliens can't deal with water, and they were trying to set up boats to get people away. But people freaked out and started screaming and panicking, which is never good. And they came and just destroyed all the boats when like 20 were supposed to get away and only 2 got away. And you're like, yep, that's about right. That would probably happen. People would panic and ruin it for other people. But Evelyn had to leave to get more medical supplies and oxygen for the baby. And it was touching when she went back to the pharmacy and came across, I guess, the grave. It's not the grave, but the last time and spot they saw their son before the alien, took him out. And it was touching. You think of Lee, her husband, her son, and it's a nice little moment. But when Emmett sees the boat and then the alien gets to the island, you're like, how did the alien get there? Did it drive the boat? Did it hijack the boat or one of the pirates and like, hey, yo, take me to the island, buddy. How'd you get there? Did it just get on the boat and just drift over there? I mean, how did this happen? Well, we got the alien on the island and it's chaos. It's breaking down. It just, stuff's happening. It's not going to go down easily, but you got the main guys to put the kids in the closet and like, shh, quiet. And the face that he gives, the man on the island there, it's pretty hilarious. He closes the door. He's like, be quiet. You know what to do, right? But the island's breaking down. And then Evelyn's also trying to get back with the oxygen and the medical supplies. She gets back and there's a drama with the alien and Marcus and the baby and they're running out of air. And, I don't know how many times we saw people get in and out of this chamber, but it was like, man, that's a little dangerous. And it was, because he closed it panicking and there was no safety latch to unlock. So he was stuck in there but you had the drama with the oxygen and the alien. You're going to get there in time, and she does, and everybody survives. And then on the island, they get in the car, and the alien's tracking them down, and it's swiping at Reagan and trying to bite her, and then the alien falls off the back of the car. They get to the studio, basically, or the radio station, where they're playing the song on repeat. And the squeaky door would definitely be there. And the alien scratches Emmett, kills the man on the island, and then Reagan comes up with the idea to use her hearing aid to blast the sound in the speakers. Hurts the alien, damages it. Marcus uses the same thing because he has the headphones on in the chamber, because the alien's trying to get to Evelyn and Marcus and the baby. And at the same time, basically, Reagan kills that alien and Marcus kills the alien that's going after them. And then that's how it ends. And you're like, whoa, so I guess we're not going to get reunited with the mom and the son and Reagan and Emmett and the island. Hopefully that's going to happen in part 3. And it really needs to have the last part of the story. Have a trilogy, end it with the 3rd movie. But overall, what did you think? It's a decent movie. It's a decent sequel. A lot of times sequels aren't as good as the original, but sometimes they are, like in Aliens and Terminator 2 and Ace Ventura Part 2 and etc. But overall, what did you think of A Quiet Place Part 2? I enjoyed it, but there were some things that make you go, But what did you think? And I hope to make a part 3 so they can end it in the right way. Thank you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.